back to the Command Center, another episode. You understand me coming to you? Yeah, coming to you from the Nerve Center. You dig? Look, another episode of Matthew's Retro Hour tonight. We will be covering a spectacular game. Just hang out, and we finna get into Mr. Matthew right now in his retro corner. Ladies and gentlemen, you understand me? Here we go, Mr. Matthew McConaughey. Hold on. Let's go down with this. Let's go down there. We're gonna go ahead and then. What's up, Mr. Matthew?
What is up? Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, both and neither, to the 4th episode of Matthew's Retro Hour.
Oh my God.
Featuring Starfox 64. And remember, this is a Command Center production.
You did.
Last time we checked out the very first Starfox back from 1993 on the original, on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System with that Super FX chip that enabled the gameplay. Okay. But now we are dealing with all new hardware. We are dealing with the Nintendo 64, one of Nintendo's most beloved, if a little awkward system. It had so many delays. It was supposed to launch in 1995 and it did not launch until a whole year later.
What?
Yeah, they had all kinds of delays with the 64.
Yeah, the 64 was crazy.
It was the first one to introduce the Rumble Pack, of which the first game to even utilize the Rumble Pack was Starfox 64. That's a big part of that. Came pre-packaged with the game.
Oh, did it?
Yes, it did.
Okay, you've done your homework, Mr. Matthew. Oh my God.
Yes, it did. And Starfox 64 came out in the spring of 1997. And Miyamoto, it was actually the second game for the Nintendo 64 that Miyamoto made. The first one was, of course, that Mario 64, very famous, very.
Oh man, that's the greatest.
Transformed the whole thing. Now, going from 2D to 3D in Mario, that was something else.
That was crazy.
Now going from Star Fox was already kind of 3D. It had 2D sprites because the Super FX couldn't do a full 3D game. Now the Star Fox 64 is full 3D. That they really revamped all the renders, made the R-wings much more detailed, made the environments more detailed. They introduced 3D environments where you can fly around a battlefield, especially on the bosses and dogfighting.
What?
Yes, they utilized full voice lines. They originally using the staff to voice the characters, but then they eventually got some actual voice actors to do it. And that's iconic today. We wouldn't have the voices of Fox McCloud, Peppy Hare, Slippy Toe, or Falco Lombardi.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that we actually have, not with us, but it's online, the voice lines from when the staff, developers themselves did it. It wasn't the best.
Oh, I know.
It's like, maybe we should get some professional voice actors in here. The development of Starfox 64 is it's actually kind of it wasn't a direct from original Star Fox to Star Fox 64.
What?
There was Star Fox 2 that was developed.
Yeah.
By the way, all this information is coming from Wikipedia, so you can look this up. But originally, Star Fox 2 was supposed to be for the SNES, and it's supposed to come out in 1995. It was complete. They made the whole game. It was ready to be put into cartridges and shipped out to market, and then
they never came.
And then
out.
Miyamoto and Nintendo said, "Well, the Nintendo 64 is coming out soon. Why don't we just skip Star Fox 2 and go directly to the 64? A new." And they took what they did. Star Fox 64 is somewhat of a remake of the original game. It takes a lot of elements from the original game and it puts it into the full 3D environment.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But a lot of the story elements are taken from Star Fox 2, because Star Fox 2 was supposed to introduce a rival team, Star Wolf, with Wolf O'Donnell heading that team. I'm sure our audience is pretty familiar with Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
If they're on this channel, they know at least a little bit about Star Fox 64, and basically the plot is much more intricate than like the first Star Fox. Andros is invading. He's an evil scientist. He's invading. You got to go beat him up.
Yeah, it's simple time.
In in Star Fox 64, the story gets a little bit deeper. You are the second team that is trying to defeat Andros. The first team was James McCloud.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. James, we get to him.
Fox's father, James McCloud. He, Peppy Hare, and Pigma Dengar were sent to Venom to investigate Andros's dirty dealings, but Pigma Dengar betrayed the team and sold out James McCloud, and James McCloud is now in the custody, assumed dead, but in the custody of Andros.
Oh my God!
And,
God!
Pigma Dengar has been paid off, and he's now working for Andros himself. And Peppy escapes. And he tells. So in this game, like the last game, Peppy was supposed to be the same age. In this game, Peppy is a lot older. He's the last generation of the Star Fox team. And he's coming back, and he's telling the new Star Fox team, which consists of Fox McCloud, Slippy Toad, Falco Lombardi, and Peppy Hare. Well,
talking about his father. I noticed that.
And General Pepper has now reformed the Star Fox team. Okay. And now they are going, again, you're starting at Corneria, and you're going through, there's 3 different paths, just like in the last one. But this map, I gotta say, I really like it. It's a fully navigable 3D map to look at the solar system, and I really like that. I like that. I like my games to have a big interactive map for me to play with. I like the maps.
And it's got a map on 64.
And
it's got a nice map.
It's a full 3D map, full 3D environments, dogfighting. The bosses are basically, a lot of them are the same. There's only a little bit of change up. They're full 3D from the first game. You are going to eventually get to Andros, just like in the first game. There's going to be different endings, just like in the first game.
I think this one speeds up, though.
The frame rate is certainly higher, because the Nintendo 64 hardware is way better. It's a full 3D gaming system. The only limiting factor on the Nintendo 64's hardware is the cartridge system. We know why Nintendo did it. They did it so it's really hard to pirate your game. Pirate the games. That's why they kept it. They have a tendency to go a little bit overboard with proprietary hardware. Whether it's the cartridges or those tiny little discs for the GameCube, which couldn't hold that much. I'm glad. I mean, they have cartridges now, but they're obviously SD based. And it's still gonna be hard to copy.
It's gonna be hard to do that.
But they have this thing where it's got to have some weird and
encryption codes.
I just recently heard that the Switch 2's cartridges are encoded with something that makes them taste really bad, so kids won't eat them. Nintendo's always doing weird stuff like that. But anyway, the Nintendo 64, this is just, I guess, synchronicity. It also had a 64 megabyte cartridge that Star Fox 64 had to. Star Fox 64 for the Nintendo 64 is on a 64 megabyte cartridge. The 3D, that's fine for the 3D environments, but that also meant that they couldn't have any cinematic cut screens, and they had to really tone down the quality of the voice acting. But what's good is Star Fox 64. That was Miyamoto thought that it actually sounded better because it sounds like something going over a radio channel.
It does. It does. It was clever.
Miyamoto actually spoke out about the cutscene thing. That he said he didn't want his games to have cutscenes because he said that it broke the suspension of belief to have cutscenes in games. And he didn't like how PlayStation, with its big 640 or 650 megabyte CDs, was just pumped. Like the game would be really small, and then you'd have these massive cutscenes, full standard definition movies basically in the game, and also have you'd have CD quality sound even back in the PlayStation games. But I think anyone who's played the Nintendo 64 knows that it's not quite CD quality sound. It's very compressed music and audio lines. But the Star Fox 64 uses the hardware to its greatest extent. It sounds really weird because it only came out less than a year after the Nintendo 64's release.
Yeah, I know.
And it really, really pushes the hardware to its limits, even then, in 1997. It was a massive success, selling 1.7 million copies.
Ooh, yeah, I bought it.
Yeah, a lot of people did. A lot of people loved
bought it. I remember locking myself in the house with it.
I was a PlayStation guy, so when I was a kid, I got to go into the video store and I got to see the Star Fox 64 sitting there on the shelf. I was like, why is this such a big case? Well, of course, it has the Rumble Pack in it.
Yeah.
So now later on, they didn't actually package the Rumble Pack in with the game. They were just having the game right there in its own little case because they assumed you probably had a Rumble Pack from there or some other game or just bought it separately.
Yeah, separately.
But Star Fox 64 did push the hardware to its limits, and actually Miyamoto said the game he was more proud of between Mario 64 and Star Fox 64 was Star Fox 64. He actually liked Star Fox 64 better than he liked Mario 64, and that came as a surprise when I looked that up.
Legendary Mario game.
I would think that he would like Mario better, but
me too.
He liked the direction and the completed Star Fox 64.
That was a great game, man. I'm telling you right now.
I would really like him to express that again and bring a Star Fox game to Switch 2. I would actually. I don't care if it's a rail shooter. I don't care if it's
imagine a new Star Fox game?
I mean, I've already seen clips. I've already seen clips of the new Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And it looks
great.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everybody's like, oh, graphics aren't everything, but
they are able to perform miracles.
Yeah, they're getting it. They're getting at the barrier between Nintendo's properties are all very cartoony, so they're getting at the barrier is like how realistic do we want to take Mario? Do we want him on his Mario Odyssey where where you find out that he's actually just a really short guy in a big city? But I'd love to see Star Fox, especially when I've already seen things like the Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, where you can take cartoony characters and give them almost a Pixar level of graphics, and it really works out. I want to see a new Star Fox.
I want to see a new Star Fox.
I also want to see. Like in Star Fox 64, it finally introduced ground missions and an underwater mission. We're probably not gonna get to that today.
Yeah. We might. Who knows?
And, but anyway, we're about to start, and who knows? We might do another Star Fox. We might do Star Fox Assault where we actually get out of our R-wings and fight on foot.
Okay.
I'm not sure. That's a later date.
Retro Hour with Mr. Matthew. Okay, look, let me tell you something. This is episode 4. We look like we cooking. They like this video, Matthew. I'm thinking, hey, man, you need to come back again. You did.
Oh, yeah.
You understand me? Look, so let me take the time to tell you guys that we are about to reach 500 subscribers, fam. We are on our way to 500 subscribers. And let me tell you something, when we come back, we will be taking a look at this spectacular retro game that Mr. Matthew McConaughey has been screaming so dearly about, Star Fox 64. Tune in later after the show. I'm going to be telling you guys how you can win them prizes once we reach 500 subscribers. So we'll be back with Star Fox 64, part 2 of the video. Holla!